Hello, I'm your announcer, Jim Pollard, and now the host of Nightique, the Abraham of Late Night Talk.
I do take that as a compliment, I must tell you.
The Abraham of Late Night Talk, Edward St. Pay.
Well, thanks, Jim, for that great introduction. Welcome to Nightique. We've got a very special show for you tonight. First off, in the headlines, well, Mark Zuckerberg is donating $20 million to bring speedy internet access to all U.S. schools. Mostly so, instead of just at home, they can also spend all their time at school looking at their Facebook page. Well, Pam Anderson has done it again. She's the last woman to pose nude for Playboy magazine. Actually, they wanted Cher, but too much of her body was underage. Well, Pamela flew to Moscow as the book was being published, as Playboy was coming out. She flew last week on a goodwill mission to discuss animal rights with Russia's interior minister. It went very well. The Russian official said it was an honor to meet the one person who's posed for more topless photos than Vladimir Putin. A study says that a quarter of all men believe there are man periods, which bring on moodiness, tenderness, and increased sensitivity, or as most women call it, football season. Well, in the United Kingdom, the UK Supreme Court has ruled that foreign spouses must learn English before moving to Britain. Although the real way to test the sincerity of their love would be to make them pretend to enjoy eating an entire meal of British food. Well, major airlines in the U.S. are banning hoverboards from flights because batteries might overheat and cause fires. This is very bad for the planes. It melts the ice in the cockpit minibars. In other airline news, United Airlines announced they are bringing back free snacks for the first time since 2008. The snacks are free, but they come with a $5 delivery surcharge. Well, tonight we meet Richard Schwartz. Have you ever met someone that you've seen in the media and you almost feel like you know them because you've seen them many times on television? Well, that's how I feel about Richard, having seen him many times on television. Well, Richard is an attorney. He practices in the capital city. However, he's also an author. His first book is being published right now. We're going to talk to Richard about the book. We're going to meet him. Stay tuned for this edition of Nightique.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
This is our Gray's box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to grays.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to grays.com and enter the code GRAYS34 for a free box.
Grays.com. Snacking reinvented.
Are you considering shoulder or knee surgery? Please pay close attention, because this device, the Willow Curve, has helped save people from invasive surgery, like knee replacement. The Curve is a non-prescription, non-invasive, drug-free device that is proven to relieve pain, swelling, and stiffness in minutes. Simply put it on the painful area, push a button, and let the device relieve your pain.
Order your Willow Curve today with a 90-day risk-free money-back guarantee. Call 1-800-230-6484.
An important message about health care reform. Most Americans must have health insurance or pay a tax penalty.
Even if you already have insurance, now's the time to cut through the confusion and explore all of your options. You can spend hours searching for coverage on the healthcare exchange, or you can make a single call to Health Markets. Talk to us on the phone or meet with a local licensed representative. Why pay more than you have to or risk going without the coverage you need? Put our free service to work for you.
This is important news for women using birth control medications and devices. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with a pseudotumor after using one of these birth control drugs or devices, you may be eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Contact the law firm of Davis & Crump right now if you or a loved one have used one of these birth control medications or devices and were diagnosed with a pseudotumor to see if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer, and today Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
And now back to more Nightique.
Well, welcome to the show. Richard Schwartz is with us.
How you doing?
Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you for being here.
You know,
Let me be here.
Everyone has seen you through the years on television. You're an attorney, and,
Sure.
and so they've seen you in the media. Now, you are here tonight to talk about something different. You're here tonight to talk about your avocation, which is writing, and you have a book which is now out. It's published.
Yeah, it is. It's finally out. It took me 5 years, and it's something that I've wanted to do all my life, and finally I've gotten my first book out.
Okay, well, here's a question. Now, being an attorney and being a writer, it seems like it's two different left and right side of the brain, I guess.
In some respects it is, because you do a lot of writing as an attorney, obviously, and you have to think logically. And the book itself has a logical meanings in it. It has some good twists and turns, but there's a lot of legal jargon in it, and there's a lot of medical terminology in it. But it has to do with an attorney and a lawyer scheming up for false malpractice claims. So it kind of wasn't something that I understood, at least on the legal sense, and I've got some help from the medical sense from a doctor.
So, okay, have you always been interested in writing?
I have. Ever since I was 5 years old, I've wanted to write books.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what prompted you to actually sit down and get this thing out? Because it's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's definitely not easy to do. But, you know, I'm getting to the age now, I'm going, you know, if I don't do it now, it's never going to get done. So I had the book in me and I wanted to get it out, and finally did. And I feel so much better that it's done.
So what are you thinking? Do you think that you want to continue writing?
No question. I'm going to do a second book. In fact, I'm almost finished with the second book.
So this is this going to be a series of?
It is. It is. It's about a detective. His name is Jack Kendall, who falls or just discovers this scheme between the lawyer and the doctor, and he solves it basically. He finds out what happens. There's a lot of twist and turn. A lot of people die in the meantime, and his life's threatened, and he's able to figure it out. And in the second book, he's also going to be the main character.
What about the distribution of books these days? You know, in the old days, you know, there was a methodology. You know, you have to have a publisher, and then it would go into the bookstores and such. And I guess that scenario still is true. However, with digital publishing and such, and digital distribution, the whole model has changed.
Oh, it's no question. I mean, you could get on all these services and pay a monthly fee and have unlimited access to books. And it's so much cheaper to buy a book. Obviously, an e-book is $7, $5, $3, and a book at a bookstore is $25, $20, whatever it may be. So it's so much easier to do, and quite honestly, more people are starting to use ebooks, and you'll see that in the fact that there's less bookstores than there used to be when I was younger.
It's the truth. It's sort of like record stores.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's at least some bookstores left.
Well, you know, a lot of people like to fill the book.
I
and
know
the way
it's a
looks.
tangible thing.
Yeah,
you know the book.
And I'm that way.
I'm that way too.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I have ordered so many books from Kindle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, I've got a Kindle app on my iPad, and so I can download on the iPad from Amazon, right?
Yeah,
the Kindle
yeah.
books. And I have downloaded so many books that my problem is I order too many and I don't have time to read them all. You know, but it's amazing what's happening out there. You know, the digital revolution.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it. It is such a different animal, and that makes it easier for a lot of writers to write books now, because you can self-publish. You can afford to self-publish because a lot of your books are going to be e-books.
Right.
And there's no expense really to the publisher
or
to the writer. And so all that is downloading one time, and then it can be, obviously people can download it over and over and over and over.
Right.
And so that's a good thing for writers and publishers.
So did you have to become savvy to the latest ebook technology?
A little bit, yes, a little bit. And what I was going to do, I actually talked to some publishers who wanted to publish the book. And they basically wanted me to make some changes. They wanted it to, they wanted control. They wanted to do this and that with very little return. And I lost the identity with the book.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep my identity with this book. So I decided to self-publish. And I just did a book signing at Lemuria Bookstore. They still have about 25 of my books there for sale in the Mississippi author section, which is really cool because I'm in the author section with John Grisham and Greg Iles.
Yeah.
Not that I'm in that category, but it is still really cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you know, it seems like that's the bookstore, the type of bookstore that has survived.
That's right.
A great bookstore like Lemuria, or in Barnes and Noble is a great chain.
Oh, no question,
you know.
no question.
But a lot of them are gone.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
Yeah. And you know, it's been fun. I'll tell you this, it's been a lot of fun. The book signings I've done 2 book signings so far, been a lot of fun. What's great is I've run across old friends that I've lost connections with, and they happen to see I actually published my first book, and they were nice enough to come down, and we were reconnected. It was really great.
Yeah, well, you know, being an artist, I mean, you're creating something from your own heart and mind, you know, putting it out there. And it's different because you're putting it out there, you know, and it's a part of you.
And then you worry about, you know, someone reads it and go,
will they
are
like
they going to like it? They're going to like it. And so far the feedback I'm getting has been positive, and everybody seems to like it. And a lot of people are halfway through the book and they say, okay, tell me who did it. Tell me who did it. Because it takes about 3/4 of the book before you really figure it out. Mm-hmm. And so they want me to tell them so they don't have to read it. I say, oh no, you got to finish the book. I'm not going to tell you.
So this character, how is this a detective?
Yeah.
What's his personality like? What is the character like?
You know, it's really funny how we did that. What we did was we picked out movie stars and said who would play this particular role in a movie. And I put a picture up of that particular character, and then I would envision what that character would be like in the book.
Wow.
Yeah, in fact, one of your favorite actors, Russell Crowe, is the one that is Jack Kendall.
You're kidding.
No, no.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, that gives you a whole, you know, a whole realm of material to go with.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you kind of know what Russell would do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Kinda, you know.
Yeah, well, you kind of think about it. Yeah. But what's really cool about it is that the characters are well developed, and so like Jack Kendall's kind of a slob, and he's been single for a long time, and he gets into the world. He basically is a detective who does like infidelity cases and divorce cases, and so now he's doing a murder investigation because he has to stumble on it because his best friend died suddenly in an operation that he shouldn't have died from. And he started to investigate it and really connected up the fact that a lawyer and a doctor were scheming to kill people to collect malpractice insurance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that type of thing go on in real life?
I don't think so. I hope not. But I will tell you this, that when you read the book, it is a possibility that this could really happen in real life because the doctor that is involved in the scheme has a lot of say-so in determining if there's a malpractice case or not. So when you read it, you're going to realize it's possible.
Well, being an attorney, you've seen, I guess, the good, the bad, and the ugly out there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's not unreasonable to think that something like that could happen.
You know, I hope not.
Or has happened.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't, but I mean, anything's possible, but the reality is it can happen.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it's got maybe not the twists and turns that I have in the book, but the whole scheme is a possibility. And when you read the book, you're going to really realize that maybe it can happen.
Right. Well, that was a quick opening segment. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back. We're talking to Richard Schwartz about his new book. It's called Too Dead and Counting, and we're going to talk more about the book and where you can get it, and Richard's new career as a writer of fiction. We'll be right back after this.
We'll be right back with more of Nightique after these messages.
An important message about health care reform. Most Americans must have health insurance or pay a tax penalty.
Even if you already have insurance, now's the time to cut through the confusion and explore all of your options. You can spend hours searching for coverage on the healthcare exchange, or you can make a single call to Health Markets. Talk to us on the phone or meet with a local licensed representative. Why pay more than you have to or risk going without the coverage you need? Put our free service to work for you.
Yeah, I'm a roach whisperer. I've just always had a way with them. Now, roaches are stubborn, nasty insects, and sometimes you just gotta be forceful with them. Hi, roach! Be gone! You're not welcome here, roach!
There is a better way. Bengal Roach Spray. No odor, no mess, no roaches. Bengal Roach Spray really works.
And if whispering don't work, I always got my backup plan.
This is our Graze box. It's a great way to snack. Fresh, tasty, and created using only the best ingredients. Choose from our range of over 90 delicious snacks. We'd like to invite you to try a hand-picked box for free. Go to graze.com and we'll send a free box directly to your office or home. It may even help you keep your hand out of the cookie jar.
Go to graze.com and enter the code GRAZE34 for a free box.
Graze.com. Snacking. Reinvented.
Ingalls Shipbuilding has pioneered the development and production of technologically advanced, highly capable warships for the U.S. Navy, Coast Guard, and Marine Corps for more than 75 years. Ingalls is Mississippi's largest manufacturing employer, and today Ingalls has an immediate need for more than 200 electricians at our Pascagoula, Mississippi site. Apply today at www.buildyourcareer.com or call 888-935-1507.
When you are looking to further your education, there's only one university that towers above the rest, Jackson State University. Jackson State University is one of the leading universities in research, technology, and innovation, graduating more than 1,300 students annually and a consistent growth in revenue. Jackson State University is ranked #1 amongst the HBCUs in research and development. Make the right choice, the one choice, one Jackson State University, changing lives one student at a time.
And now back to more Nightique.
We're talking to Richard Schwartz about his new book, Two Dead and Counting. And Richard, tell us about this this book's availability. Where is it available?
It's available like any other book. There are 25 signed copies at Lemuria Bookstore in Jackson, and we're going to do some more book signings throughout the state. But you can get it on Amazon, Apple, Nook, whatever, the usual access. You just have to put in Two Dead and Counting, and you'll find it. And also there's a website, it's called richardschwartzbooks.com.
So the book is available, let's say, at Amazon via, can you download it to your Kindle?
Yes, you can.
All that?
Yeah, you sure can.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, that opens up distribution, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it absolutely does. Like I said, it's a changed world than it used to be. And
it is.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. And I hope a lot of people read it. You know, that when you develop something that you really believe in and something that you really enjoy doing, you like to see other people enjoying it.
Do you think that this book, the next edition of this book, as you do a series about this detective, is that what you're going to concentrate on, developing this character and doing a series, or are you going to jump out into something else?
At least for 3 books. Mm-hmm. I've got 3 books designed with this character in it, and they all have to do with intrigue, and they all have to do with twists and turns, and there's some legal consequences on at least 2 of the books, so there'll be a lot of legal work. And someone reading the book might even learn a few things about the legal world and might even learn something about the medical world.
Can you see yourself transitioning through the years to come, moving into writing more so than being a lawyer?
You know, it depends how popular the books become. Yes, I think it'd be something I would enjoy. Obviously, I enjoy practicing law, and I enjoy helping people. But, you know, the same token, when I help a person, I really enjoy the fact in my business that they're pleased. Some of the best presents I ever got in my life were from clients who really were so happy with how we treated them and the results. They give me little gifts. I keep those. They remind me of why I'm there. And the same thing in the book. If someone really starts liking the book and the books sell, it's very possible I could go more into writing books than not.
Yeah, I mean, from the standpoint of just pure enjoyment, I mean, since you like to write, I mean, that would be a great avocation to pursue.
I enjoy writing, but I enjoy more getting the feedback from people who are reading the book.
Yeah.
That's what I really enjoy.
Okay, now, let's talk about being a lawyer, and through all these years.
Yeah.
How tough is that? You know, from the standpoint, as a lay person who looks at the legal world from a distance, I would think that you know, you see so many bad things out there because someone gets in a wreck or there's always something that's not quite right that then they need an attorney.
Yeah, it's not television. You know how they have the legal shows on television. It's definitely not like that in the real world. The real world, it's really more of a battle, but with ethics, and you have to represent your client as best you can to make sure that you get the result. There isn't like as much drama necessarily. In my business, I do injury cases, and yes, you run across people who have terrible, terrible injuries, and it just breaks your heart, and you fight more for them than you do because no one's there to help them. All these people that call us, not all of them, but a lot of them call us and say, what do? I am lost. And we're holding them by the hand and we're leading them through the charge because it really is a landmine. Dealing with insurance companies, you can step on a landmine any moment, just terrible. And so we're doing what we can to make sure that the clients go through the minefield as best they can.
Did you, at a young age, want to be an attorney?
I did when I was...
How did you know?
When I was 5 years old, I wrote down all my goals that I wanted in life. One was to be a lawyer and have a law firm with about 8 lawyers. Now we have 17 lawyers, I believe that's right. We have 124 employees. So, and that was one of my goals in life. Write a book was one of my goals in life. To have a house with children. So I hadn't reached them all, but I set all my goals, and this was one of them, and practicing law was the other.
So on your bucket list, what are some of the more you know, out there things that you want to do?
One thing I enjoy doing is I'd like to be a cartoonist, and I enjoy painting and drawing. So when I retire, if I get the opportunity, I intend to do some painting and drawing.
So cartoonist, meaning animation?
Yeah, animation, yeah.
So have you got characters developed?
Not exactly, but you know, they just come to mind and I just draw what's up on my mind. But I've got some stuff. I'd like to work in maybe some oil sticks or something like that and do some canvas work. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Have you done oil?
A little bit. I've got a lot to learn. Finding the time, practicing law, writing books, it's always difficult, so you have to do it with the dead time that you have.
Yeah.
I've got 4 girls that I'm raising. Now they're in college or actually graduated, so it gives me a little more time.
Right. What is, how do you balance life? I mean, being an attorney, you're writing, I mean, how do you find balance in your life? Have you found any secret to finding balance in your family and your work and everything else?
No.
Can you give us a little insight into that?
I think that the best thing to do is that if your children and your wife know you're working for them as well as yourself, you need their support in anything that you do, I think that that's the way you do it. I mean, as long as you have the support from your family, you can do anything. The balance will be there because they're understanding. If you can't be there for an event because you have to work, they understand you trying to put food in their mouth.
Right.
And as long as they have that understanding, I think that in any business that you do, there'll be balance.
We were talking during the break about the creative spurt that comes in the early morning hours.
Yeah.
And we both kind of related to that. That's a good time for you, right?
Yes.
Like the wee morning hours, right?
About 3:30 in the morning, wake up, that's the best time for me to write. And
Why is that? Why
you know, I don't know that. I don't have a good answer. Maybe you know that because I know you had the same opinion. You know,
well, for one thing, you've got utter quiet.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really any distractions.
Right.
But also, a lot of times good ideas come to you as a dream or as in subliminal. As you wake up, you've got an idea. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, in fact, that's where this book came from.
So why is that? You think maybe because at that time your mind is calmed down from everything else? And
I think your mind is more creative. You imagine dreams, the ones you do remember, some of them are just out wide, crazy dreams, but they're creative.
Right.
And maybe that's when your mind is the most creative.
Because you're settled down from everything else.
Yeah.
And you're able to just kind of tap into the zeitgeist sort of.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
I don't know, but something like that.
Yeah, but it's a great time to write. Anybody who's thinking about writing a book, if they could.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
Yeah, no question. If you can get yourself up at 3:30 in the morning, it's a great time to write.
So you mentioned that the lead character in this book, when you were thinking of him, you modeled it after a character, and you said Russell Crowe.
Yeah, right.
All right. So, all right. Do you have you thought much about taking the book and doing a screenplay, doing a film? I mean, is that something that's turning over in your mind?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, when I wrote the book, I wrote it as though it were a movie. And not that it might become a movie, who knows, but I wrote it as it were a movie.
Right, you were seeing it as on screen, seeing it played out like that.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of development with the characters. There are a lot of characters in the book. There's probably at least 12 or 13 characters, and so they all have different roles, and they all come in and out of the life of Jack Kendall, the detective, and at the end they all come back.
Well, you know, I'm glad you told me about Russell Crowe being the lead character, because now immediately I have an insight as to that character.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a Russell Crowe fan.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Gladiator and other films, the Big Buccaneer film he did.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember. Yeah.
Commander.
Commander. That's right.
Yeah.
Commander in Chief, or was I don't remember, but
what was it, Russell? Master and Commander.
Master. Yes.
Brandon just gave me the cue. But yeah, it was a great film.
Yeah, it was.
He's a great actor.
Oh yeah, no question about it.
Yeah. So now I have insight into the character. That's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Now I know about the character. When I read it, I'll be able to immediately relate to it.
In fact, I tell people reading the book, I said, I want you to tell me who you envision, if this were a movie, who you envision to be each character. And I'm waiting to see what the response is so we match it all.
Right. Yeah. Don't tell them about Russell Crowe.
No. I'm just telling you and all the viewers.
Well, everybody knows.
Just a few people.
Right. Well, okay.
Y'all keep it quiet. Don't tell anybody else.
If you type in 2 Dead and Counting into the search engine, it'll lead you to some of the places you can get the book.
Or RichardSchwartzBooks.com.
RichardSchwartzBooks.com. And of course, in the capital city, it's at Lemuria Books.
That's right.
Which is a great bookstore right there on I-55 in Jackson.
That's right.
Okay, well, we're out of time, and I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you, buddy.
It was a pleasure having you. Good luck with your career.
Thank you so
much.
much.
And as a writer, and hopefully we'll see the thing on the big screen before it's over with.
Let's hope so.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Richard Schwartz. Thanks for being with us, and see you next time on Nightique.
Join us every weeknight statewide for Nightique with Edward St. Pé. If you have suggestions for guests or want to be on the show yourself, drop us a line at www.nightique.com. I'm your announcer, Jim Pollard. Good night from all of us at Nightique.